of the cast of the Jersey Boys. We've got Matt and John in this morning. Guys, welcome to Rewind here.
Happy
Thanks
to
for
be
coming
here.
in.
Thank you very much.
So tell us, I've not seen the show. I've talked to so many people that have seen it. What can one expect from the Jersey Boys?
A great night of entertainment. I mean, you're going to hear the story, the backstory of the Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. And it's a great, funny, entertaining show with great music, and it's just a good time.
Yeah, it's sort of like we like to say an MTV behind the music sort of show that meets like The Sopranos. So it's like there's good stuff, there's bad stuff. You see all the warts of the Four Seasons, and you see all the glorified moments of the performing and all the awesome stuff that comes along with it too.
What kind of knowledge did you guys have of Frankie Valli before you started this project?
Pretty like surface level stuff. I didn't even. Who can name the other three guys in the band? Who are the Four Seasons?
Right.
Which is one of the things that makes this show so interesting. It's because you don't know anything about these guys. And people who do know Frankie Valli have no idea that they went through all of this, the different band names and all the different musical genres that they went through over the years. But when I also didn't realize how many Four Seasons songs I already knew when I joined the show, because they had so many hits. It's just unbelievable.
Right. And he's able to hit some notes that few people in music history have been able to hit. How do you guys go there on a day-to-day basis?
I took a lot of practice at first, but now it's sort of second nature. But he was just born being able to sing like that, and he's still out there kicking, doing his thing and performing in concerts, and he sounds the same. So I hope I sound the same when I'm in my 70s.
Have you, either one of you or both of you, ever had a chance to meet him, or has he been part of the project in that sort of way?
Yeah, we have had the chance to meet him, and they are also very involved in the production. Him and Bob Gaudio, who wrote all the music. It was their idea to start the show, and they're still in tune with a lot of the companies, and they visit every once in a while and give feedback and try to get that sound to sound just right. And they're both such nice guys.
And they get to see get the final say of who sings, who plays them in the show, which is. I would want that power, too.
Why do you think people have the kind of reaction to the show that they've had? I mean, because city to city, it's been the same. I mean, it's just people are losing their minds over this performance.
Yeah, I think that people can identify with them. They're four blue-collar guys. It's not. It makes in their time. It was so much more of a long shot that they made it. Now we have YouTube and reality TV shows and all this stuff to get you out there and get you in the public eye. But I think you can identify with these guys because they're real people.
Is the show second nature now? I mean, do you go out there and you have it down, or do you learn something new every time you go out there and sing those songs?
I mean, it's interesting. It's the fun thing about live theater is every audience sounds differently, and every theater smells differently and looks differently from our point of view with the lights and everything. So traveling around, I think, helps keep the show very fresh. And at the same time, these are all real guys who are still around, and so there is kind of a responsibility to show up every night and tell this story.
Well, we were a little worried the other day we might lose our theater. I mean,
Right.
That was an interesting situation. How did that all affect you guys?
We had two shows were canceled, and so that we got an extra day off, which was a welcome day for us because we're all dealing with allergies and stuff. But we don't like missing shows so much because it's sad for that group of people that didn't get to see it.
But luckily, it was just a small contained fire and saved the beautiful Fox Theater
And
from.
it's all good again. So
Of all the theaters and all the places you've done this show, how does the Fox rank in terms of just the overall essence of the place?
I mean, the Fox just breeds history to me, to walk around those back hallways and to see all the people that have signed the walls and to know all of the people that have played there over the years.
Yeah.
And then to walk into the audience and look up at the ceiling, and it just feels like a special place. And it is.
I was told, and I don't know if this is true or not, or maybe it was a different performance of the show or different players, but that you all are often asked to go out and do special events and to sing a couple of songs from the show. Do they ask you to do that very often? And if so, how difficult is that to take that performance outside of the show?
Well, usually when we do something like that, it's a very controlled environment where we have a lot of rehearsals and for that specific thing, just so we can. If it's out of the element, they want to make sure it still looks like Jersey Boys and it's still good, And it's because sometimes there's a lot of things that won't match up if you're outside of your environment in the theater. But we just have a lot of rehearsal for it, and sort of try to bring the same thing and bring the same energy to the different performance.
So, if someone has not seen the show before, they're coming down for their first time to see it, what advice would you give them?
Enjoy the ride. I mean, if you are going to see one show, this is really the one thing that I recommend, is because we have people come all the time. They're like, I'm not a theater person, I'm not a musical person, and they come to this show and they want to come back a second time.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of show where people just have such a good time, and there's such a fun energy in the theater that we get people, we get sports fans and dads who get dragged there, and all kinds of people just that love the show.
It's the one show that, my wife and I, we've got 3 little kids, 5 and under, so we don't get out a lot. It's the one show that my wife, when she heard about it, said, we got to go see Jersey Boys. That's the one. You guys have just got a hold on people and congratulations, a job well done on that. In all of your performances, not just here in St. Louis, but just doing the show, what's the strangest thing you've come across with a particular audience? Or
Well, I got one.
Go.
Mother's Day, San Francisco, 4 years ago. I had a quick change, and I forgot to zip my fly for the last
That would do it.
costume of the show. And someone felt like they needed to shout that out to me and tell me. So in the middle of the show, zip your fly! Screaming from the 3rd row. And I was like, okay. And you just have to not acknowledge it and keep going. But it was just like, oh, that's a good one. What else? I was booed for saying a line at one point because we said something about...
you were booed, really?
Booed for saying, like, I said something derogatory about the Dakotas.
Now, but the cell phones and that's not, is that a problem for the most part? Or
It can be, yeah.
How do you deal with that? Or are you under certain instructions on how to handle
I mean,
that?
the show goes on.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
You gotta
We've had
keep going.
fights in the audience. We've had people drop glasses.
It's
All
the
kinds
Jersey
of stuff
Boys,
goes
right?
on.
You know, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. You
You
just
know?
got to keep barreling through.
That's got to be tough, though. Of all the things, just being able to concentrate through, cell phones and conversations, and it never ceases to amaze me, even if you go to a ball game, just how people are so unaware of their surroundings. And you'll grab the cell phone and have a conversation in the middle of a performance. That's got to be just maddening for
Well,
you guys.
they're just used to TV, and
Yeah.
the cool thing about the show is it exposes people to theater that haven't necessarily been exposed to it before. So you'll deal with sometimes a group of people that they don't understand that we're real people. We can hear you talking
Right,
on your
right,
phone.
right.
It's not a movie. It's not a movie.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys committed to doing 4 or 5 songs. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't put you through that. Listen, thank you very much, and thanks for dealing with my voice. And any advice for a guy who just has no? I'll defer to the professionals here.
I just keep hydrated.
Yeah.
The more water you can drink, the better. And that's my saving grace. Water and sleep.
Well, the sleep part's not going to
I know.
happen. You know
As much as you can.
You guys miss your families at all? I'm sure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Mine were just out visiting, so
Oh,
that
okay.
was fun. But, the tour keeps us away from home, and
Yeah, you don't have much time off. Just a few days off between cities to get there.
I'm a
Get
lot
settled.
older than you guys. This has got to be a great time for you, though. Couple of young guys out on the road, just having the time of your lives, man.
It's fun.
even with the
Congratulations.
hardships, it's a blessing.
All right. Congrats. Thanks for coming by.
Thank
Sure.
you.